Welcome back, everybody. This is Jason Secrest. So what we're going to do today is some brushes 101. We are going to be using our fat little chubby snail character as the example, but a lot of what we are going to be going through is a checklist for your own artwork, so you know how to apply the brushes and then get some nice variation. And then we'll have some fun here. So that's the idea on this video. What we want to just do is just catch everybody up. So there are going to be some of you that are just using this as a tip video. Notice that I've already built it in Adobe Illustrator. So I've already traced it. I've already gone through some of those initial steps. You could use any of the tools and you will have a nice little path with some sort of stroke. Now what we want to do is just, let's go talk brushes 101 here. I'm on a new layer. You don't have to do this step. I want to give you a checklist for those of you that are going to be applying things to your own artwork. And it's actually really, really simple. And the easiest versions of everything is going to be finding all of the tapers or the ones that are just simply floating out in space. And so when I am drawing these, you obviously don't have to do this on your end. I'm just saying, hey, I'm trying to find everything that I would want a taper. And then if you're looking at our brushes, you'll kind of see that there's tapers. So all I would have to start doing is lining up the tapers to where I'm drawing out circles. But if you're doing this to your own artwork, you want to mentally be doing the same thing. And we also want to be graduating into our values. And all of our tapers are going to signal a change or basically moving into a highlight. So there's no change anymore, and that's why your brain stops drawing a line. So even if you're not drawing a chubby little snail, if I'm saying, hey, where are my highlights? You're gonna notice that a lot of these tapers go towards that highlight. So if I am doing this, and I'll just kind of skip ahead for a sec, is just notice that all of these tapers are gonna go towards where the highlight is gonna go. And so we wanna actually be prepping some of the variation to some of those next steps, which would be our value steps. So we wanna have all of that in cahoots. I don't usually say cahoots, but that's a fun word. So what we wanna do is just show you how to do everything. Now on our getting started guide in our brushes, we've already actually gone through how to install them to your user defined. So if I just drop down and click on our user define, all you have to do is just download everything, open them all up, and then all you have to actually do is just click on the save brushes, and then it'll actually start to populate into your user defined. So it takes about 2 minutes. You just open them all up, save them, and then they're hanging out for you to use. So what we want to do is, let's just show you how to do it. So if I went back through here, you obviously don't need this step, but I just want to give you a nice little visual, is if I just click on it, there's a highlight. So all of the circles are going to be tapers. I just have to drop down, find the brush, notice my taper. It's pretty matter of fact, right? So the taper is going towards the right. I find the brush, click on it. And then all you have to do is just line them on up. So I've actually already done this step. So I actually want to go through the editing, and then I also want to go through some of this overlapping so you can kind of see the thought process here. So everything variation-wise is where we want it to go. Now I have this one. This is my live layer, and this is going to be the one I want you to keep. So we work really hard to get to this step, save it, and all we need to do is just duplicate it. Lock it out. And then this is going to be the one that we are going to be editing. And I am going to click right here. That is just select all, by the way. So this is selecting everything on that layer. That's what that little nubbins is. I got all sorts of fun words in this video right now. I'm going to drop down. I am going to click on expand appearance, and then I'm going to hit it again. So I'm going to click on expand. So usually what we are looking for is the pop-up. Second thing that we're looking for is we really want the strokes is what we're looking for. So you don't necessarily have to worry too much about the fill. If it gives it to you, you can always just double check it, and then you'll have this type of look. Now, if you have CC, what I'm gonna recommend is just doing a nice little simplify right at this step before you edit. And then as you go through some of the process of editing, you will notice, and especially expanding, you will notice that it does give you some extra anchor points. And it does that pretty much for everything. But you can actually just get rid of that with our simplify. I have created my own shortcut. So let's just show you the longhand version. I'm gonna go object, just drop down to path, and then all we have to do is click on simplify. And again, yours probably won't have a keyboard shortcut to it. So while it is selected, so notice rapid fire here, what we just did. I expanded, I simplified, I am now ready to do my editing step. I'm gonna come over to Shape Builder. Notice everything is still selected. So I don't have to do anything. I just have to expand, simplify. Everything is still selected. Notice it's on the same layer. Click on our Shape Builder, and then we'll actually do some Shape Builder 101 right now. So in our settings, notice I just double clicked on things. If you're new to Illustrator, just start double clicking on things, especially over here. So it will give you some options. And so it's always fun to just double click so you understand where all your options are. Now I have turned off my gap detection. So let's talk about our ugly phase. Notice all this big dumb stuff that you probably are like, what the heck is all of this garbage? That is us filling in gaps. So I'm automatically doing it. I don't have anything weird. And I'm also giving myself a very nice target for this next step. So it'll make some sense as soon as we start the editing process. Next is I do have my highlighting turned off. So if you are new to Shape Builder and you want to know what it does, you can do it. Let me just show you. But it is going to flash like crazy. So I don't give you guys all seizures, I'll turn mine off. But if you just want to kind of see what it's actually highlighting, that isn't a bad idea as you're getting started. You will probably turn it off rapid fire since it's highly irritating. And then you can just click on OK. Now moving on to editing, understand what we are doing. We are now going to go rapid fire and edit. I have built everything, I have applied my variation, and I am pro ugly. So things are big and dumb and overlapping. And so all I have to do is hold down for dear life my Alt Option. Alt Option means Shape Builder is now in deleting mode. And all of these big dumb overlaps, it's a big dumb target. And all I have to do is fly around and hit them. And so what I've actually done is just given myself a really big target where everything is now not necessarily close. So the bigger and dumber it is, I can actually be drawing out here with my tablet. So this is for those of you that like drawing with your tablet. I have all of that extra space over here to be cranking around, and then that's it. All right, let's just do some nice little takeaways as we are finishing up this video. We have really three main things that we covered today. The first one was just understanding where your line variation is going to go as it relates to your own artwork. Just having some mental preps ahead of time does help out. If you're following along with me on Teachable, that's what we're doing with our drawing for Illustrator, where we can actually start planning and prepping for some of the steps that are more confusing. And then you can actually build that into your drawings, especially if that part gets confusing. Step number 2 is just notice that all we were doing was aligning the tapers up with the brushes. So that's all we were doing. It is a very matter-of-fact process. Again, just kind of plan out. You can do either one. Where are your values? Where are your highlights? And then the taper is going to go towards the lightest area or your highlight. Step number 3 was, remember, we expanded everything. So select all, expand. If you need to do it more than once, you're looking for that little pop-up. That's going to be the main one, so you don't have kind of multiple different types of lines where some are lined and some are expanded. So go and look for that pop-up. And then all we're doing is with our Shape Builder, hold down Alt Option, hang on for dear life, and then just delete. So other than that, thanks for hanging out as always, and I will see you guys on the next tutorial.